We have here the flow control coding exercise. So hopefully you were successful in completing this. And it has 2 steps. First one, we must modify the method even numbers, which is defined here, so that it only returns a list of even numbers, 2, 4, 6, etc. So not odd numbers. The second step is to modify the method user menu that has an argument choice, so that if the choice is equal to q as a string, it returns quit. And make sure that if the choice is a, it still returns add. Okay, so let's start with the first instruction. Modify the method even numbers so that it only returns a list of even numbers. We have a list of numbers here called numbers. And what this method here does, or this function, is it creates a new list called evens, and that is an empty list to begin with. And then it goes over each of the numbers in this list. And what it does is it appends the number to the evens list. So the first time it goes through, it appends 1 to evens, then it appends 2, then it appends 3, then 4, then 5, and so on, until, naturally, the evens list is exactly equal to the numbers list. And then it returns that list. So this is not what we want, because then the evens list is going to have both odd and even numbers. We want to avoid the odd numbers. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, there are many ways we can do it. We can say, if the number is one of the odd numbers, don't add it. Or if the number is one of the even numbers, add it. If the number is equal to 2, or number is equal to 4, or number is equal to 6, or number is equal to 8, add it. And naturally, when the number is 1 or 3 or 5 or 7 or 9, this is not going to run. So we're just not going to append it to the list, and then we're just going to move on to the next number. So this is a way that we could do this, and it's not a very good way, because as soon as our numbers list grows, we're just going to have to continue to add numbers to this if statement. So that's not the best way to go about it, I think. But nevertheless, this would work. The way I would go about it is by using the modulus operator. The modulus operator returns the remainder of a division between 2 numbers. So number modulus 2 equals 0. Then we want to append it. Let me go over this in a bit more detail. If the number is 1 and you divide 1 by 2, what you get back, if you do 1 divided by 2, what you get back is 0, remainder 1. 1 divided by 2 is 0 because you cannot fit 2 into 1, but you do have 1 left over, which is that one there. Similarly, if you do 3 divided by 2, you get 1 remainder 1, because 2 fits into 3 once, and you have 1 left over. Similarly with 5, you get 2 remainder 1, and so on. However, if you do 4 divided by 2, you get 2 remainder 0, because 2 fits into 4 twice. If you do 2 divided by 2, you get 1 remainder 0. 6 divided by 2, you get 3 remainder 0, and so on. So the common thing here is the remainder is always 0 when you divide an even number by 2. This is what the modulus operator gives us. It gives us the remainder, not the result of the division, but how many are left over. For any even number, if you do a modulus of 2, you will always get back 0, because you don't have any remainder. If this were an odd number, you'd always get back 1. And so this gives us exactly what we want. If it is an even number, append it to the list. Next, let's go on to the user menu. We've got a choice argument, and we have, if the choice is A, return add. And what we have to do is make sure that if the choice is Q, we return quit. So we just have to copy and paste, really. If the choice is equal to Q, return quit. Now, we have an if statement here, which is going to check if the choice is A. And then we have another if statement here, which is going to check if the choice is Q. So good practice is for us to link these if statements together into an if-elif, because only one of these is going to happen at any given point in time. It doesn't make sense to have two separate if statements there. Let's check the solution. And there you have it. That solution is now correct. So hopefully you've learned a bit more about the modulus operator and how you'd go about this, and also about the if statements down there. So that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.